Just what do you do with all this Nintendo power? No, you don't go out and buy another Nintendo. You get a Sega Genesis to counteract them. So, this is how I'm going to be doing reviews. I have just my desk here. Basically how I'm going to be doing this. Don't pay attention to those Nintendos in the background, but let's get on with the review. This is the Model 2 Sega Genesis. There were three main models. There's a couple clones out there, but the three main models were the Model 1, which came out in 1989, the Model 2 in 1993, and the Model 3 in 1998. So they all use the same, pretty much everything except for the AC adapter. That's something I'll get to later. So you got your Sega logo here, and it says Genesis on the top there. The Model 1 said it in the front. And you have two main buttons on the front. You have a reset button, which is pretty self-explanatory, and a power button, which you push it in, and then it stays in, and then you push it again, and it comes back out. So, the buttons are a little flimsy, but that's nothing to worry about. They still work fine. And then you got two controller ports on the front. I actually don't know if there was a extension to let you play with 4 players, but I'll have to research that. So you got these lights in the front that tell you if it's on. If it's plugged in, there's 3 lights here that would light up, telling you it's on. And then you have your cartridge slot in here. Let's see if we can look in there. There we go. And this is a very tough system, and I actually spilled water inside of this thing. Don't ask, don't ask. I just did, and it still works perfectly. So these are very durable systems. Let's see. Oh yeah, it says it's got like an indentation here that says cartridge input with an arrow, just in case you're confused as to where the cartridge goes. And speaking of the cartridge, I'm going to show you a game here. This is Sonic the Hedgehog 2 in the box. This is what a Genesis boxes look like. Nothing real special. Pretty standard stuff. So you open it up, and you get your manual, and here's the game. This is just an example of one of a very good game on the Genesis, Sonic 2. I believe the best-selling game on the Genesis as well, with 6 million copies. Anyway, so you just push it in there, and then push it down, and hit the power button, and if it was all hooked up, you'd be playing Sonic 2. So, it's kind of have to pull it out with 2 hands, with one on the Genesis and the other one on the cartridge. But they give you a little gripping thing in the back with most Genesis cartridges, but I'm not reviewing the cartridge, am I? No, I'm reviewing the system. So anyway, let's get over to this side. There's actually something here that I'll show you later. So then we'll go around to the back. This is where the AC adapter would plug in, and it's got the same size plug as an NES AC adapter, but do not use an NES AC adapter with a Genesis. That could ruin it. And then you have RF out or AV out, depending on which kind of cables you have. And the RF looks surprisingly good. Very good quality RF on this Genesis system. Now the AC adapter you want to use with the Model 2 is the 2103 AC adapter. It can't be anything other than that. It has to be that, or else it could ruin the system. So, it actually says that on the bottom, but I'll get to that later. And on here you have nothing. So I'm going to go back over to this little thing that was on the side. I'm going to have to put the camera down for a sec. Hold on. There we go. So, that's what the plate looks like. I guess you guys don't really care about that. But then there's this red thing. And if we take that little cover off, it reveals, whoa, that just launched out of my hand. It reveals a little board thing that if you had Genesis on its side like this, you would have your Sega CD attachment out here, and it would just slide into it. Which is, I guess they had it planned in advance for the Model 1, but this Model 2 did come out after the Sega CD did. So, I'm going to put the cover back on, which actually says caution, do not remove on it, even though you have to remove it to put on your Sega CD. Now let's see if we can put this on with one hand while holding the camera. And, oh. Come on. There we go. Now let's look at the bottom here. Just a bunch of labels telling you that it complies with different laws and stuff that we don't really care about. Then it gives you like a phone number if you need help. Read the owner's manual thoroughly before you connect your system. So it's just giving you a phone number that probably doesn't work anymore. Oh, I'm filling the wrong label. It gives you a phone number, 1-800-USA-SEGA, that probably doesn't even work anymore. So this is the label that tells you to use the 2103 Genesis AC adapter only, and your serial number. So that's pretty much all there is to say. There's a couple little vents here, but the styling on this system is very cool. I really like it. And that's all there is to say about the system, but we still got something else that we may have left out. That's right, the controller. This is the Sega Genesis controller. It's a very, very nice controller. My hands are a little small for it, but I think they're designed for older people. Like, it fits older hands really well. And it's got 3 buttons over here, A, B, and C, and start up here. And it's got a floating D-pad, which is weird. And very cool for the time. I actually know how that works, but it's too complicated to explain. I've taken one of these apart just because that's how I am, and I looked inside, and it was pretty intricate and pretty cool. So the bottom pretty much just tells you that it was made in China, unlike the system that was made in Taiwan, actually. And the tip, let's see, hold on a sec. Here's the plug that would go into your Genesis. Now, the special thing about these kind of plugs, these are 9-pin plugs. They will work with pretty much any system that has a 9-pin connector. Like the Atari 2600 is probably the most famous one. It also works with the Intellivision. So, let's show you how this plugs in here. The first controller port is on the left, like pretty much every console that I know of. Come on. Hard to do with one hand. There. So, that's how your controller plugs in. Nothing too special. And I believe Atari controllers actually work on this. So, that's the Sega Genesis with, yeah. Pretty much all there is to say. Very good system. I'll put the rating in the description below. So yeah, that's all there is to say, except the reason I haven't put out a video in a while is because I have been sick for a little bit. But I'm back. So, yeah, stay tuned for whatever comes next. Bye.